how you doing? This is TV and school. Вивчаємо з тобою ми англійську. How are you? Що скажеш, коли ти зустрінеш якогось іноземця? So, let's speak English. Англійська мова Шекспіра та нью-йоркських таксистів. Англійська стане у нагоді вам, boys і дівчиська.
Hello everyone and welcome back to English lesson. Today our topic is seems like you should guess. Have a look. Our topic consists of 2 words. Your task is to decode them from the pictures. Take a look at the pictures. What might be the first word? What do these pictures have in common? Dove mail? Signal fire? Hieroglyphs? What are these? Seems like the oldest means of passing information. Actually, we are talking about communication. And what is it? The next? You're completely right. That is about technology. And so, today we're talking about communication technology. What are communication technologies? Actually, it refers to all the tools which are used to send, receive, and process information. What are they? Telephone, television, blogs, vlogs, lots of social platforms like Twitter, Instagram, whatever. So, communication technologies. That is what we used every day, and that is the topic of our today's lesson. Communication technologies has come a long way since the days of Morse code. Morse code. Have you heard of it? You're absolutely right. It's азбука Morse. So, nowadays there are 4 types of communication technologies. Take a look at them. Television. Can you recognize that one? Definitely, that is telephone, radio, and the internet. And below, there is a timeline. Take 5 seconds, not more, and put these inventions into the timeline from the oldest one here to the newest. Ready? 5 seconds to think in which chronological order they were invented. Done. Let's check. What do you think was invented first? Definitely, that is telephone. So, let's read about it. The means of verbal communication was revolutionized by telephone. That was invented in 1876. Distance was no obstacle anymore, and people were able to talk to each other from any place in the world. Let's take a look at some phrases. An obstacle. Obstacle. Перешкода. Distance was no obstacle. Відстань не була перешкодою. Obstacle. Repeat the word after me. Obstacle. One more time. Obstacle. Good job. Перешкода in English? Obstacle. Right you are. Were able. People were able. Мали змогу. Yep. Can in past simple either could or were able to do something. Nice. Let's move on. The second invention was, let's check, radio. Right you are. Let's read the text. About 20 years after the telephone, communicating using the radio came into play. Radio is used to reach large audiences, as opposed to just one person on the other end of a phone. Let's focus on the phrases. Came into play. Radio came into play. Вступило в гру. Or in other words, it is appeared. Radio appeared. Radio came into play. Repeat the phrase. Radio came into play. Came into play. Good job. And a nice phrase. Pay attention to the word to reach. Reach. Досягнути, дотягти. In our case, it is to reach large audiences. Щоб бути доступними до великої публіки. So, to reach large audiences. Let's say it together. To reach large audiences. Good job. The meaning of the word opposed. Opposed. What do you think it means? Here, which is compared? Telephone is compared with a radio. Good. So, на противагу. Opposed. Repeat the word. Opposed. Opposed to something. На противагу чомусь is opposed to something. Good job. Let's move on. The third invention was television. Right. Some information is hard to describe using just words. So, in 1926, television was invented. It provides audiences with the best of both worlds, information and visuals to accompany it. Which phrases did you like here? Pay attention to this one. The best of both worlds. The best of both worlds. Let's say it together. The best of both worlds. Nice. In Ukrainian, we have the equivalent подвійна перевага. The best of both worlds. Let's say it together. The best of both worlds. Good job. Let's move on. And the latest one is the internet. All types of communication technology are successfully combined by the internet. It got its start more than 50 years ago and now provides the largest display of information and communication sources known to man. Let's have a look here at the phrase the largest display. The largest display. Right? Everything is on display. Good. What about your timelines? Do they look like this? With the telephone, radio, television, and the internet. Right you are. Now your task is to complete these sentences with the information from the text. Pay attention to the first one. Something was invented in, what might be here? The year. Good. And another phrase is, it is used to, what for was it invented? Good. 5 seconds. Look through the text. Find proper pieces of information to fill in the gaps. Ready? Let's check. The first one is telephone. Let's put it here. Telephone was invented in, right you are, 1876. And it is used to, what for? To enable people to talk to each other from any place in the world. To enable, so that people were able to enable. Good. The next one. It's about radio. So let's put here. Radio was invented in, are you good at math? Let's count. 20 years after 1876. When was radio invented? In 1896. Good. And it is used to reach large audiences. Nice. The next. Television was invented in 1926. Right? And it is used to provide audiences with the best of both worlds, information and visuals to accompany it. And the last one, the internet. What can we say about the internet? The internet was invented when? More than 50 years ago, right? And the second sentence, it is used to, what for? To provide the largest display of information and communication sources. Now, having a look at these sentences, which grammar is it? Did you recognize it? Right you are, the passive voice. And that is the grammar of our unit. These lessons, we are going to talk and explore the passive voice. What do you remember about it? We will refresh the information you know and we will add a bit more. Ready? Steady? Go. So, here are 3 sentences and 3 rules. Your task is to complete the rules with the words from the box and refer to the sentences for the information. 1 minute. Do it. Done? Let's check it. So, the first rule. We use the passive when the person or thing that causes the action is unknown or unimportant. So, the person, the doer, is unknown. We didn't know who did it. Or actually, it's not very important. The doer, the performer, right? What is more important, actually, the action or the product made. Good. The second rule. When we include who or what, did the action we use? Definitely by. By whom the action was or is made. Good. By whom? And the third rule. We form the passive with the correct form of to be and the past participle of the verb. Actually, the third rule gives us a formula of the passive voice. Let's have a look. To make passive voice, we need two verbs. The verb to be in its forms and past participle of the verb. Past participle, how to make it? We take the verb and add either ed if the verb is regular, or we will need the third form if it is irregular verb. And that is what we get. To make passive, we need to be in its forms, right? And past participle, which looks either this way or this one. Nice. During all our lessons this time, from time to time, we will refer to the formula. That is why. Let's leave it here. Nice. Time to practice. Take a look at the picture. Can you recognize what it is? If not, that is the headline. Right you are. It is Instagram. Good. You are going to read the text about Instagram. Before reading, think of what you know about Instagram. Think of at least 3 pieces of information, 3 ideas. Instagram. Think of it. 5 seconds. Good. Now, read the text and check. Try to find these pieces of information or maybe something else. Ignore the gaps. Look through. Nice. So, what have you found about Instagram? Let's answer 3 questions. First and foremost, what is Instagram? Instagram is, yes, an app. App or application. What kind of app? To share photos and videos. Nice. Question number 2. What is a tag? Find this piece of information in the text. A tag is a word or phrase on the photo. Right you are. And question number 3. How do people vote in Instagram? How do they vote? Голосують. Right. By clicking like. Super. This time, let's think of the gaps and the verbs which should be put into these gaps. First, let's have a look at the verbs. Which grammar can you find here? What's this? Right you are. The passive voice. Let's think of the tense. Present, past, future, which? It might help us. Yeah, we can see the first verb in every phrase is, are, only this. So, we're talking about present simple passive. that is how it might look like. Yep. These verbs to show that it is present simple, and we need those verbs to show that it is passive voice. Good. How might it help us? When to choose is, when to choose are. Very easy to remember. Have a look. If subject is one, we will need is. Can you read it? If one, we use is. Nice. When many of something, plural, we will use are. Ready to fill in the gaps? Let's do it. Look through and fill in the gaps with proper verbs. Ready to check? Nice. Let's do it this way. Look it through and we will read the whole text. Good. So, let's read about Instagram. Instagram is an online photo and video sharing app and is owned by Facebook. Is owned. It means that Facebook owns Instagram. And Instagram is owned by Facebook. Good. It cost the social networking site $1 billion in 2012. But now the app is thought to be worth over $20 billion. So, have a look at this verb. Is thought to be worth. Вважається. Гадають, що він вартий. Right? One more time. The app is thought to be worth. Good. The app is extremely popular and is used by over 150 million people regularly. Is used. The app is used by people. Repeat the phrase. The app is used by lots of people. Good. The next. Over 60 million photos are shared every day, and the word or phrase is often added on the photo called a tag. So, the first gap was are shared. Why are? Because it is about photos in plural, right? Photos. Photos are shared. Repeat the phrase. Photos are shared. Nice. And gap number 5 is often added. Is because a word or a phrase. One requires is. Good. And the last. People often vote for other photos they like by clicking like. Over 10,000 likes are given to photos every day on Instagram. So, are given, are means plural because likes in plural. Got it? Nice. Let's recap the stages we've covered working on this task. So, what did we do first? We paid attention to the picture and tried to predict the phrases which we might see in the text. Right? How did you feel when you really found these phrases in the text? Happy? Amazed? Good. Then we paid attention to the verbs in the box. We analyzed them. We found out which grammar is it, right? Passive. Which passive? Present simple passive. Nice. What did it give us? While doing the text, it didn't take long for us to find the proper verb. Why? Because we knew what to pay attention to. Singular, one for is, or plural for are. Right? Good. What was the next stage? We read the whole text. We proofread it, just to check whether everything sounds logical. And the very last, right, the new information you tried to tell. What you've learned, just to be ready to use these words and phrases while telling somebody else, to make them active, right? Actually, it's a good idea to cover all of these stages when you work on grammar, if it is not just simple sentences, yeah, but the whole text. By doing this, grammar won't be very boring, because it will make sense. Let's try to do the same way, but with the new text. Ready for this? Good. What to do first? Analyze the picture. Have a look. What might the text be about? Which words can you see in the picture? Virus and alert. So, the text might be about viruses, definitely. What's the task? Complete the text about how computer viruses work. The whole idea of the text is already given in the task. We will learn how computer viruses work. Good. And what's the task? Use present simple passive forms of the verbs. So, present simple passive. One more time. To be in present simple has its forms am, is, are. And to make it real passive, we need something from this. Either or. Right? Good. Now, read the text and do the task. Open the brackets with the verbs. Analyze the subject, one or many, and then choose the proper form of the verb to be. Is 2 minutes be enough for you? Let's check. Good. The time is over. Let's have a look. Do you have the same idea? So, look at the text, listen to me, and let's read together. Ready? Go. Computer viruses aren't created by computers. They are written by computer programmers. The virus is downloaded by people, often in emails. Sometimes it is hidden in software. Viruses are deleted by special software on some computers. But if a virus is not found, sometimes copies of it are sent to other people by email. Good. What to do next? Look through the text again and be ready to tell What do you know now from the text about computer viruses? Who created them? How they are sent? And what to do, how they should be deleted? Spend a minute, look it through, and be ready to retell. Good. Let's move on to the final part of our lesson. It's about your home assignment. This time, your home assignment is speaking. Take a look at it. Describe the timeline with the 4 types of communication technology using the phrases from the text. Let's recap. What are the main 4 types of communication technologies we learned today? In the order they appeared. What was the first? Nice. Telephone. Then radio was invented. After that, television. And the last one, the internet. Nice. That is why your task is to tell about the development of communication technology. But remember to use the passive voice. Good. So, can you hear the bell? It seems like our lesson is over, and the stirrup cup. Technology is best when bring people together. So, let's stay tuned and see you soon. Bye-bye.